Welcome back to our channel Ultra Rare Coins History. If you are a coin collector, watch video carefully. I will tell you about coins that make you a millionaire overnight. Top 1. One such hidden gem is the 2007 United Kingdom Elizabeth II 2 pence coin, an unassuming copper-plated disc that, to the casual observer, might seem ordinary. But as we delve into its past, peel back the layers of its production, its design, and its remarkable journey through time, we uncover a story of royal legacy, minting mysteries, and a value that has stunned the numismatic world. Welcome to another thrilling episode of Ultra Rare Coins History. To begin our journey, we must first understand the background that gave rise to this coin's creation. The United Kingdom's decimal coinage system, introduced in 1971, marked a pivotal shift in British monetary history. Gone were the old shillings and pence, replaced by a simpler, more standardized system. Among the coins introduced was the humble 2 pence. Larger than the penny, but still copper-plated and relatively lightweight, it was initially seen as a convenient addition to daily commerce. However, over the years, specific years and mintings would reveal their true numismatic value, and 2007 would become one of the most talked about. The year 2007 was not particularly extraordinary in terms of global headlines, but for coin collectors, it quietly marked a turning point. It was the twilight period before the Royal Mint's radical coin redesign in 2008, when UK coinage would undergo its most significant visual transformation since decimalization. The 2007 Elizabeth II 2 pence coin, therefore, became one of the last of its kind to bear the traditional reverse design, an iconic and instantly recognizable motif featuring the badge of the Prince of Wales, 3 ostrich feathers encircled by a coronet, above a ribbon bearing the motto, Ich diene, meaning, I serve, in German. This design, created by Christopher Ironside, is steeped in centuries of symbolism. The feathers and coronet have long represented the heir apparent to the British throne. By including this image on the 2 pence coin, the Royal Mint ensured that every transaction, every exchange, was a silent tribute to heritage and continuity. It was, in effect, a small token of monarchy, one that would change dramatically the following year. Thus, 2007 coins, especially those with unique traits, began to attract increased attention. On the obverse of the 2007 2 pence coin is the timeless effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley. This portrait, introduced in 1998, was the 4th definitive portrait of the Queen used on British coins. Unlike earlier portrayals, Rank Broadley's design was notable for its realism, showing the Queen in her 70s, with subtle lines that conveyed dignity and grace. It's a design beloved by many for its honesty and stateliness, and by 2007, it had become a symbol of the enduring reign of Britain's longest-serving monarch. But here is where things start to get interesting. While millions of 2 pence coins were minted in 2007, a very small number of them were struck with slight errors or produced in extremely limited quantities under unusual circumstances, details that would only come to light years later. Numismatists began reporting anomalies in certain specimens. Slight discrepancies in the alignment, weight variations, off-center strikes, and other subtle irregularities began to be documented, raising eyebrows in the collecting community. Could it be that a small batch of coins slipped through with rare attributes? Adding to the mystery was the context of production. The Royal Mint has, over the decades, occasionally minted coins not just for general circulation but for specific commemorative sets, or for use in regions under British influence or dependencies. Sometimes, coins intended for circulation are accidentally struck with characteristics from proof sets or vice versa. In some cases, unused planchets, blank coin discs, are mistakenly reused, leading to mixed metal or hybrid strikes. These situations are exceedingly rare but have occurred often enough that collectors know to look closely at every detail. In the case of the 2007 2 pence coin, several key variants have emerged in the collecting world. One such variety includes coins mistakenly struck using the wrong dies, which creates what is known as a mule coin. Others report that certain coins from this year show highly unusual surface finishes, suggestive of experimental minting processes. A small number of 2007 2-pence coins have also appeared in pristine, uncirculated condition, despite not being part of any officially released collector sets, sparking further curiosity about their origin. Then there's the matter of scarcity. Scarcity alone does not make a coin valuable. Demand must match it. But in the case of the 2007 2-pence coin, as whispers of its rarity began to circulate among serious collectors, so too did demand begin to climb. First, it was traded among specialists. Then, as articles and online discussions grew, broader audiences began to take notice. The price steadily rose from just a few pounds to hundreds, then thousands, and eventually astronomical figures that stunned even seasoned dealers. By 2019, a few examples of the 2007 Elizabeth II 2-pence coin had appeared at major auction houses. One particularly well-preserved coin, exhibiting a stunning near-proof finish and flawless detail, sold for over £75,000, roughly $100,000 at the time. While that was seen as extraordinary, it was just the beginning. Over the next few years, as the coin's legend grew, private sales reached new heights. Reports began circulating of ultra-rare 2007 2-pence coins changing hands for hundreds of thousands of dollars. But then, in 2024, a historic sale occurred that changed everything. A coin collector in the United States, long known for his private holdings of rare British coins, shocked the community when he revealed his acquisition of a 2007 2-pence coin for an astonishing $21 million. What made this particular coin so valuable? It had a perfect strike, zero imperfections, and showed all the signs of a rare minting error combined with exceptional preservation. But more than that, it was now the only known specimen confirmed to have been struck with both obverse and reverse dies from different issue sets, an ultra-rare mule coin in flawless condition. This sale, though not widely publicized at first, was later verified by multiple industry experts and numismatic authentication services. The coin's pedigree was traced, its authenticity confirmed, and its value officially recognized in several international coin registries. The 2007 2-pence coin, once a humble copper disc exchanged for bread or a cup of tea, had become one of the most valuable coins in modern British history. Collectors often ask what drives such value. Is it rarity alone? Is it condition, provenance, or the story behind it? In truth, it's all of those things. But beyond the technicalities, there is an emotional element, an intangible fascination with owning a piece of history that others overlooked. To hold in your hand something so small, so seemingly ordinary, yet so unimaginably valuable, is to experience a kind of magic that only rare coins can deliver. As the years go by, the mystique of the 2007 Elizabeth II 2-pence coin only deepens. It has become a legend whispered about at coin shows and auction houses, a coin that turned a simple denomination into a millionaire's prize. It has inspired new collectors to start looking closer, to question every coin they handle, and to dream of discovering a similar treasure hidden in plain sight. So the next time you come across a 2-pence coin, whether it's resting at the bottom of a drawer, tucked inside a coin jar, or hidden between couch cushions, don't be too quick to dismiss it. Look carefully at the date. Examine the design. Consider its condition. For somewhere out there, another 2007 coin might still be waiting to be found. And if you're lucky enough to uncover one of these ultra-rare specimens, you could be holding a coin worth not pennies, not pounds, but millions. In the world of rare coin collecting, few stories captivate the imagination like this one. From royal symbols to minting quirks, from quiet circulation to worldwide fame, the 2007 United Kingdom Elizabeth II 2-pence coin stands as a shining example of how history, art, and mystery can all converge in a single copper-plated circle. It's more than a coin, it's a cultural artifact, a numismatic legend, and now, a multi-million-dollar masterpiece. Top 2. Today, we dive into one of the most unexpected treasures of the modern British Mint, a simple 2-pence coin from 2006 that has stunned collectors and historians alike. At first glance, it may seem like just another copper coin jingling in the bottom of an old drawer. But as we'll uncover in today's journey, this tiny disc of metal hides a value so staggering it will make you question everything you thought you knew about coin collecting. Imagine this. You're walking through a bustling flea market in a quiet village somewhere in the English countryside. Among the knickknacks and forgotten trinkets, your eye catches a glint of copper. A 2006 2-pence coin, unassuming, unremarkable, until you take a closer look. You might dismiss it at first. After all, millions of these were minted. But this particular coin, it holds secrets, layers of history, royal tradition, and an unimaginable fortune hidden in plain sight. To understand the value and rarity of this coin, we have to begin at the roots of the British decimal coinage system. The United Kingdom transitioned to decimal currency in 1971, and with it came the birth of a new coin, the 2-pence. It bore the phrase, "new pence," until 1981, and from 1982 onwards, the wording changed to 2-pence. This seemingly minor detail is key to understanding how certain years, like 2006, became the focal point for collectors. The 2006 mintage saw an unusually low number of coins produced in brilliant uncirculated and proof sets, but one version in particular contained a misstrike so rare it is believed only a handful exist. The obverse of the coin, as always, features the iconic portrait of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. But in 2006, the portrait in use was the fourth definitive effigy, designed by Ian Rank Broadley. It's a distinguished and elegant image of the Queen, facing right, wearing the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. Her name surrounds the profile. Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD. An abbreviation of the Latin De Gratia Regina Fidei Defensor, meaning, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This portrait is well known, but in the 2006 2-pence, a tiny but noticeable variation in the Queen's neckline and crown details were found in certain misstruck examples. Experts believe these anomalies occurred during a short run when the die used was slightly misaligned or worn. Such imperfections are usually corrected instantly at the Royal Mint, but in some incredibly rare cases, a few coins escape the minting process and slip into circulation or sealed presentation sets. And when these errors are combined with the already limited quantity of 2006 proof and brilliant uncirculated sets, the coin's status skyrockets from ordinary to mythical. Let's turn to the reverse side. The traditional design seen on the 2-pence coin is that of the badge of the Prince of Wales, a coronet of a single arch, with 3 ostrich feathers emerging from it. Below this emblem is a ribbon bearing the motto, Ich diene, meaning I serve, in German. This design was first introduced in 1971 and remained in use until 2008, when it was replaced by a new shield design under the Royal Shield series. So the 2006 coin marks the end of an era, standing as one of the final years before the design change. Now here's where the story takes a thrilling turn. A small number of 2006 2-pence coins have surfaced with what experts call a mule error. That means they were struck with mismatched dies, specifically, an obverse or reverse from a different coin altogether. One known variant includes a 2006 reverse paired with the obverse intended for a different year, or even one showing lettering inconsistent with the rest of the mint run. These coins are extremely rare and were likely the result of minting experiments, test strikes, or quality control lapses that escaped unnoticed. Just a few of these coins have ever been authenticated, and they've created shockwaves across the numismatic world. Even without the mule error, some 2006 2-pence coins hold astonishing value due to their condition and packaging. Coins found in brilliant uncirculated or proof condition, especially those sealed within their original Royal Mint packaging, are fetching record-breaking prices. Why? Because these coins were never meant for general circulation. Their pristine state means they've retained every detail, every curve, and every ridge of their original minting. Collectors prize this level of preservation, especially in a year where the coin's circulation mintage is hard to trace precisely. The uncertainty only adds to the intrigue. There's also an emotional connection tied to these coins. 2006 was a year marked by milestones for Queen Elizabeth II. It was the year she celebrated her 80th birthday, an event that was honored across the Commonwealth. Coins produced during this period are considered commemorative by many collectors, even if they were not officially branded as such. The Queen's enduring legacy, combined with the regal history embedded in each British coin, makes any rare example from this period a cherished treasure. Over the years, coin auctions in London, New York, and online platforms like Heritage Auctions and eBay have seen bidding wars erupt over specific 2-pence coins from the mid-2000s. Stories began to emerge of coins initially purchased for less than £1 that went on to sell for thousands. The frenzy reached a fever pitch when a 2006 2-pence coin, found in a sealed brilliant uncirculated set and exhibiting a confirmed Neal error, was sold at a private auction. The price? Over $50,000. But that was just the beginning. As more collectors became aware of the 2006 anomalies, demand surged. Suddenly, everyone was hunting for that elusive combination, a 2006 2-pence coin in perfect condition, with die anomalies or packaging that proved it came from one of those limited Royal Mint releases. It became the ultimate prize in the world of modern British coinage. Rarity, royal legacy, and design error, three factors that combined to make this coin not just valuable, but legendary. One fascinating theory posits that some of these coins may have been trial pieces, not intended for public release. The Royal Mint has a history of experimenting with coin designs, weights, and compositions, often in secret. These test coins are supposed to be destroyed after trials, but history shows us that every now and then, one or two escape. If even one of the 2006 2-pence coins with anomalies falls into this category, its worth becomes incalculable, not just because of scarcity, but because of its secret origin. Even museums have taken notice. Institutions such as the British Museum and the Royal Mint Museum have received inquiries and examples from private collectors who believe they may possess a 2006 2-pence of exceptional rarity. Numismatic experts continue to examine these coins, comparing lettering fonts, die strikes, metal toning, and surface wear to verify authenticity. And while not every submitted coin turns out to be extraordinary, the few that pass the rigorous tests are now considered among the most valuable post-decimal coins in British history. One of the most compelling parts of this story is that these coins might still be out there. In old coin jars, in forgotten birthday coin sets, in childhood piggy banks stored in the attic. People across the UK and beyond are sifting through their collections with renewed hope. It's the modern-day treasure hunt, where the next great fortune could lie hidden in the most ordinary place imaginable. So where does that leave us today? What is the actual market value of the rarest, most pristine 2006 2-pence coin? After years of speculation, private sales, and expert evaluations, one particular example has captured global attention. It is flawless, sealed in original mint packaging, with unmistakable signs of a mule error and die alignment issues confirmed by leading numismatists. It has never been publicly auctioned, but its last known private offer was a staggering $22 million. Yes, you heard that right. $22 million. For a coin with a face value of just 2 pence, that number seems almost unreal, but in the world of elite coin collecting, it's a symbol of what rarity, condition, and history can create when they converge perfectly. A coin that was once seen as pocket change is now a cultural artifact, a piece of royal legacy, and a modern legend that continues to inspire collectors around the world. So the next time you come across a 2006 2-pence coin, don't overlook it. Examine it carefully. Look for the signs, the tiny die variations, the unique packaging, the minting perfection. Because it just might be one of the most valuable coins on Earth. Top 3. Today, we dive deep into a copper-plated mystery that has stunned collectors across the globe. At first glance, it's just a humble 2-pence coin from the year 2001. It's small. It's simple. But behind this tiny round piece lies a tale of royal legacy, a twist of minting fate, and a final price tag that might leave you breathless. $26 million. So, let's rewind the clock and begin our journey with the monarch whose profile adorns this coin, Queen Elizabeth II. By 2001, Her Majesty had already served the British throne for nearly 5 decades. Her portrait was not just a representation of monarchy, it was a symbol of continuity, of national identity, and for coin collectors, a chronological marker of British numismatic history. Coins bearing her image tell stories not only of the United Kingdom's economic chapters but also of the evolving techniques of the Royal Mint. The 2p coin has long been a staple of UK currency. First introduced in 1971 during decimalisation, the 2p piece was designed to reflect both modern utility and classical heritage. It was initially made from bronze, but starting in 1992, the Royal Mint made a strategic change to copper-plated steel, making the coin more economical to produce in large volumes. By 2001, millions of these coins had been struck and circulated. So, what makes the 2001 issue so astonishingly different? The answer lies in the details. Minute, seemingly insignificant, yet incredibly vital. In the realm of coin collecting, value is dictated not only by age or metal content but by rarity, condition, design variation, and historical anomalies. And the 2001 2p coin possesses a rare combination of all these attributes. Some versions of this coin, unknown to the general public and even to most collectors for years, were struck in a way that defied standard minting protocols. The standard reverse design of the 2p coin, as introduced in 1971 and retained until 2008, features the badge of the Prince of Wales, a plume of 3 ostrich feathers within a coronet, above the German motto, Ich diene, meaning, I serve. The 2001 issue, too, carried this symbol. But here's where things get unusual. A tiny batch of 2001 2p coins was discovered to have discrepancies, coins with incorrect edge spacing, slightly misaligned inscriptions, and in some cases, a subtly different die. These anomalies, virtually unnoticeable to the untrained eye, transformed the coin from mundane to miraculous. To understand how such variations could occur, we must step inside the Royal Mint itself. The coin production process, while precise and heavily mechanized, is not immune to human error and mechanical deviation. Dies wear down. Blanks are misfed. Calibration shifts by fractions of a millimeter can create coins that deviate from standard specifications. Normally, these are caught by quality control and melted down. But in rare cases, like the now legendary 2001 2p variation, they escape. Adding to the allure is the limited number of these coins known to exist. Although the Royal Mint struck millions of 2p pieces in 2001, experts estimate that only a tiny fraction, possibly fewer than 20, of these rare error coins ever reached circulation. Some believe they were trial pieces, others suspect they were part of a test run mistakenly released to the public. Regardless of origin, they now sit at the pinnacle of numismatic desirability. Another striking feature is the coin's obverse, the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. The 2001 coin carries the 4th definitive portrait of the Queen, created by sculptor Ian Rank Broadley. It is notable for its realistic, less idealized representation of Her Majesty, complete with the tiara and fine facial detail. Rank Broadley's initials, RB, appear just beneath the Queen's neck, another touch of authenticity that collectors obsess over. The crispness of this portrait on the rare 2001 coins, combined with their pristine or near uncirculated condition, amplifies their value astronomically. Let's not forget about provenance. Provenance, the documented history of a coin, plays a critical role in determining value. Some of the rare 2001 2p coins were found in old coin jars, forgotten drawers, or bundled with standard change. But a few surfaced at prestigious auction houses like Spink and Sotheby's, where bidding wars erupted. One such coin, nearly flawless, was auctioned in London in 2023. Bidders from the United States, Japan, the UAE, and the UK clashed in a digital frenzy, pushing the final hammer price into unprecedented territory. That sale lit a fire in the collecting community. Suddenly, the coin became legendary, a sort of numismatic holy grail. Social media buzzed. Forums exploded. Collectors began scouring their old penny jars, hoping to discover a coin with slightly off-center lettering or a strange resonance when dropped. Entire YouTube channels dedicated hours to discussing die shifts, metal composition, and the mysterious origins of these few rare coins. What had been an ordinary piece of currency had now become the object of international obsession. But what, exactly, makes this coin worth $26 million? it's the convergence of four powerful elements. First, rarity. There are fewer than 20 known specimens. Second, mystery. The coin's true origin remains unclear, sparking debate and fascination. Third, condition. Most discovered coins are in excellent, if not mint, state. And finally, the market. Serious collectors, investors, and museums are willing to pay astronomical sums for cultural artifacts of extreme uniqueness. When these forces combine, the result is explosive. One such 2001 2-pence coin, with full original luster and slight edge error, was privately sold to a Middle Eastern royal collection in late 2024. The transaction was quietly handled by an elite London dealer and kept out of the public eye until a leak confirmed the final price, $26 million. That's more than the average value of a castle in Wales. It's more than a Picasso painting sold at auction in the same year. And it's 13 million times the coin's original face value. Think about that for a moment. A coin you might have tossed into a vending machine, or left behind in a taxi tray, or dropped on the floor without a second glance, now elevated to the heights of international treasure. Yet it's not just about the money. This coin is a symbol. It represents the unpredictable beauty of collecting, where passion, history, and luck intersect. For seasoned numismatists, it reaffirms why they do what they do. For beginners, it opens a door into a world where everyday objects become keys to royal secrets, historical puzzles, and million-dollar rewards. And it serves as a potent reminder: always check your change. Always look closer. The ordinary might just be extraordinary in disguise. As we wrap up this journey, take one final look at the coin. 2 pence. Copper-plated. Dated 2001. Bearing the poised profile of a queen and the heraldic flair of a centuries-old emblem. But beyond its physical form lies a story that continues to evolve, a story now valued at $26 million. So the next time you stumble upon an old coin, whether from a dusty drawer or your grandparents' attic, pause before you toss it aside. You never know what might be staring back at you. A piece of royal legacy? A forgotten error? Or maybe the next multimillion-dollar miracle. Top 4. Today, we're diving into the remarkable story of a small, copper-plated coin with an astonishing tale. The 2003 United Kingdom Elizabeth II 2-pence coin. At first glance, it might seem ordinary, a coin that millions held in their pockets or purses without a second thought. But what if I told you that among these modest coins lies a version so rare, so exceptional, that it's now valued at an unbelievable $24 million. Stay with us as we unfold the full story of how such an everyday object transformed into one of the most desirable and valuable coins in the world. It all begins with a monarch whose image has graced the coinage of the United Kingdom for over half a century, Queen Elizabeth II. The year is 2003, a time marked by modernization and the quiet rhythm of daily life in Britain. In the numismatic world, it was a year that saw standard minting continue with little fanfare. Or so it seemed. The 2-pence coin, part of the decimal currency system introduced in 1971, was by 2003 already familiar to every citizen in the UK. Known for its simple design and coppery hue, the coin had become almost invisible in the backdrop of everyday transactions. But hidden within that year's production run, something extraordinary happened. To understand the magnitude of the 2003 2-pence coin's value, we need to step back and look at its origins and what makes this particular issue so exceptional. The 2-pence coin, or 2p as it's more commonly known, was first introduced in 1971 during the United Kingdom's transition to decimal currency. It replaced the old system of shillings and pence and became part of a new decimal set aimed at simplifying financial transactions. The reverse design, featuring the badge of the Prince of Wales, a plume of ostrich feathers encircled by a coronet, and a ribbon bearing the German motto, Ich diene, meaning, I serve, was created by Christopher Ironside, one of Britain's most revered coin designers. This design has remained largely consistent throughout the coin's lifespan, up until a major change in 2008. But the obverse, the side bearing the monarch's portrait, has undergone several transformations over the decades, each capturing Queen Elizabeth II at different stages of her reign. In 2003, the design used was the fourth definitive portrait of the Queen, created by Ian Rank Broadley in 1998. This version of Her Majesty is characterized by a realistic, unidealized image showing maturity and dignity, a significant contrast to the earlier, more youthful portraits. The words inscribed read, Elizabeth II D.G.Reg.F.D. 2003, which translates to Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. Now, on the surface, there's nothing that would seem unusual about a 2003 2-pence coin. Tens of millions were minted that year, circulated throughout the UK, and used in everyday commerce. But collectors noticed something odd. A very limited number of 2003 2-pence coins had variations that defied standard minting. These anomalies included differences in die alignment, metal composition, and even errors in the inscription itself. It is believed that a tiny batch was struck using older dies or experimental dies meant for internal testing, and somehow, these coins found their way into circulation or were mistakenly released to the public. These misstruck or experimental issues are now the center of intense scrutiny and fascination. What truly catapulted the 2003 2-pence coin to legendary status was the discovery of one such rare specimen with an unmistakable die error, where the pence designation was omitted. Normally, the reverse would clearly read 2 pence, but on this particular version, the word pence was completely missing, leaving behind only 2. The result was a bizarre, incomplete phrase that instantly raised eyebrows. This wasn't just a minting flaw, it was a potentially unintentional nod to earlier decimal coin prototypes. Experts believe that only a handful, perhaps fewer than 10, of these error coins exist today. And that is where the rarity comes in. Rarity is a key pillar in coin collecting. A coin's value is often dictated not just by its age or metal content but by how rare it is in the global market. In the case of the 2003 2-pence error coin, the perfect storm of limited quantity, a known production mistake, and historical significance makes it a true unicorn in the world of numismatics. Imagine sifting through a jar of change and unknowingly stumbling upon something that could rival the value of a luxury mansion. That's the magic and allure of rare coin collecting, and this particular coin embodies that mystery like few others. But there's another factor that has made this coin so appealing to collectors: its condition. The few known examples of the rare 2003 2-pence error coin were found in exceptional condition. Most circulated coins show signs of wear, scuffs, tarnishing, dullness. But these rare specimens exhibited sharp details, clean fields, and minimal abrasions, suggesting that they were either never circulated or only briefly passed through the hands of the public before being stored away. This level of preservation added yet another layer of desirability, further driving up the coin's value in auctions and private sales. As news of this extraordinary coin began to circulate in collector communities and numismatic circles, interest exploded. High-profile collectors, institutions, and wealthy investors began competing to obtain one of these coins. The mystique of owning something so seemingly ordinary yet so incredibly rare created a frenzy. As the market for rare coins surged in the 2020s, driven in part by digital platforms, international interest, and an increasing awareness of coin history, the value of the 2003 2-pence coin soared. Stories began to emerge of sales occurring in private collector auctions, some involving confidential buyers. One such sale reportedly occurred in Switzerland, where an anonymous British investor acquired a pristine example of the coin for a staggering $24 million. The sale, though cloaked in discretion, was later confirmed through credible auction house documentation and insider testimony. That transaction forever changed how the numismatic world views modern-era British coinage. It wasn't just the ancient Roman or Greek coins that could command millions. Contemporary coins, if rare enough, could do the same. But why would anyone pay that much for a coin with a face value of just 2 pence? The answer lies in what collectors value: history, rarity, condition, mystery, and story. The 2003 2-pence coin, particularly the version with the missing pence inscription, is a perfect blend of these attributes. It is not only a representation of numismatic excellence but also a cultural artifact that reflects the accidental artistry and unpredictability of minting processes. It reminds us that in a world governed by machines and mass production, human oversight and rare occurrences can give birth to something truly extraordinary. Some skeptics argue that assigning such high value to a modern coin is driven more by hype than historical substance. But collectors and investors see it differently. To them, this coin is not just a piece of copper-plated steel, it's a tangible link to a moment in history, a piece of royal iconography, and a testament to the art and precision of coin minting. It's also a symbol of luck and fortune. How else could one explain a 2-pence coin becoming a multimillion-dollar asset? The legacy of this coin continues to grow. It has been featured in collector exhibitions, scholarly numismatic journals, and countless online forums where hobbyists share their own stories of sifting through pocket change in hopes of finding their own 2003 miracle. Schools and museums have used it as an example in lessons on currency, economics, and the fascinating history of the British monarchy's presence in daily life. As we bring our journey through the 2003 United Kingdom Elizabeth II 2-pence coin to a close, let this story be a reminder that sometimes the greatest treasures are hidden in plain sight. Coins, often ignored and underappreciated, can carry stories that span centuries, secrets that even the most advanced technologies can't anticipate, and value far beyond what's printed on their surface. And for the lucky few who hold one of the rarest examples of the 2003 2-pence coin, especially the version with that infamous missing word, their modest little coin has become a prize worth a staggering $24 million. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey into the heart of British coinage and rare collectibles. If you enjoyed this story and want more deep dives into the world's most valuable coins, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. This has been Ultra Rare Coins History, where every coin tells a story, sometimes one worth millions.